hey, I'm all for social justice, but this kind of behavior where you're calling people racist just because you disagree with them, just because you want that feeling of being anti-racist. Well, you can be anti-racist without calling everybody fucking racist. All right, here's my story from the other day. The Byrne campaign's SJW poison. I applaud those working for social justice, but there are some so-called social justice warriors that poison all hope for any real positive change. They are those who mindlessly hurl false accusations of bigotry upon anyone they disagree with. One of these belligerent, hateful people is Melissa Byrne. She's a former California grassroots director for the Bernie Sanders campaign. Madness ensued the other day after I retweeted the news that Sarah Pearl Koenigsberg, high-level Bernie 2020 staffer, announced her job working for Joe Biden. And I said, ladies and gentlemen, retweeted, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the second in command of Bernie 2020 digital communications. And there's her announcement working for Biden. People thought I was attacking her for merely observing the fact that Bernie people are now working for Biden. Just observing that fact is just such a terrible thing to do. So how does she respond to this? So out of nowhere, Melissa, who proclaims to be always fighting for someone I don't know on her Twitter bio and knows nothing about me, hatefully spewed false accusations against me regarding a comedy video from over 10 years ago. She told me, quote, "Fuck you, racist," and preached to me about her work to build a, quote, "inclusive left," just before heaving another toxic shower of slanderous lies and insults. In the now deleted thread, she went on to praise her Bernie 2020 colleague who had just gotten the job with Biden, while repeating expletives and calling me a racist over and over and over again. She eventually explained that she was calling me racist because, according to her, I attacked her friend by retweeting her job announcement. I said nothing about Sarah personally. I simply shared the fact that she got a job with Biden 2020. Why bring up a 10-year-old video? I already explained that. And I told her that she offends me too, but that's okay. And I hope she has a wonderful day. Melissa also accused me of making her work for the Bernie Sanders campaign, quote, demonstrably harder. This is rather mental, considering I volunteered countless hours making viral videos that typically outperformed the campaign's own videos, despite the millions of dollars that the campaign poured into making and promoting videos. As you know, most of you know, I did that video, Rising Up. People shared it all around. Secular Talk picked it up, exposing the way the media was always lying about Bernie and painting him as not inclusive, as sexist, and all of the above, misogynist, all of the above. Sean King eventually tweeted it out. And due to my video's success, I was offered and accepted a job on the campaign. Unfortunately, I was maliciously smeared by a political opponent of Bernie Sanders on Twitter. That very same evening, with no legitimate amount of time to defend myself, I lost my job. And now, seeing Melissa tweet this stuff, it was enlightening to see Bernie Sanders' own staff gleefully repeating the libel. I volunteered so many hours defending Bernie against bad faith actors, helped them so much they asked me to work for them, and I was happy to. But as soon as the same bad faith actors attacked me, they just left me to die. Now I see they not only stood by, but cheered it on. So in this Twitter thread, independent journalist Walker Bragman attempted to inject some sanity into Melissa's Twitter rant. He said, "I don't think it's fair to blame Matt when the campaign didn't even bother searching through his public YouTube videos for objectionable content before hiring him, and then didn't advise him when that old video wasn't covered and national media descended." Melissa deflected every attempt at sincere discussion and made multiple comments blaming everything on men. Quote, "Men just do anything. And then women play clean up and extend emotional labor. Men are never responsible for their actions. Somehow, I just fucking tweeted that somebody on Bernie's campaign got a new job with Biden. And it went from fuck me, I'm a racist, to fuck men, they are never responsible for their actions, are they? This is insane, guys. Melissa's unhinged outrage was extremely revealing, apparently too revealing because she deleted it all after I kindly asked what exactly she did for the Sanders campaign. If I'd worked for the Sanders campaign, I'd be happy to, and she had a position, but I'd be happy to explain, proud to say what exactly I did to contribute. She responded by blocking me, by deleting the whole conversation and blocking me. Maybe because it was clear at that point that I'm just happy to have a cordial conversation, and I just wanted I just wanted to know some facts, but that scares people like this. So she deleted the whole thing and blocked me. And I do wish the full thread was archived so all could see the complete diatribe. Some of what she was saying, very disrespectfully, was I was purity obsessed. So it's not purity obsessed to fire someone for a decade-old comedy video, but it is purity obsessed to simply observe that Bernie 2020 staff who arguably lost the primary by going easy on Biden are now making six-figure salaries working for Biden. Now, the prime examples of this are obviously, the real top tier Bernie people, working for super PACs for Biden. Part 2, Bernie blacklisted. I was Bernie blacklisted. My encounter with Melissa reminded me of an exchange I had with Bernie 2020 senior advisor Winnie Wong, aka Fred on Twitter. Now, before I go into this little exchange, I must say, I believe we're on good terms now and there's a mutual respect. But here's the exchange we had back in April. So if you remember, this was about around when Bernie had just dropped out. And she says, to cowardly progressives, unwilling to voice dissent, you are disqualified to lead our movements. You really are. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that we were all feeling that way. And I just responded, so about that, why did you delete your tweet sharing my video saying it was the fucking best? So, if you don't know, when I was dropped by the campaign without giving any legitimate time to defend myself, literally the same day that these Twitter smears were coming at me, people deleted the fucking posts of theirs sharing my good work. Just because you disagree, you don't like one bit thing someone's done, you're going to literally delete good stuff? That's scary, guys. That's real scary. This cancel culture. They will literally delete. They acknowledge you've done some good stuff, but if you've ever done any bad stuff, any stuff they don't like, any stuff that is at all controversial, they will delete everything, even the good stuff. That's what they did. Luckily, not everybody, but it's a lot of people. And it seems like it's growing. Somebody just got fired from fucking Boeing, and I'm not a fan of Boeing. Boeing's got way more problems than than this shit. But Boeing fired somebody over a 33-year-old article they wrote, and their thoughts had changed on women in the military. So 33 years ago, they were like, I don't know if, and yeah, it's safe to say it's sexist. They said women shouldn't serve into the military to some degree. I didn't read the full article, but they changed their opinion now. And the thing is, like 33 years ago, that was not a controversial opinion. It's wrong, but that's what people thought. But guys got a different frame of mind now, and you had to lose a job. Again, it's hilarious that is the shit that's being talked about, and that's the big controversy, and not fucking, Boeing in the military industrial complex. But okay. So, but back to, sorry, I went on a little tangent there, but back to my exchange with Winnie Wong, which again, I think we're friends. I hope we're friends, because she did apologize after this, but it showed how they'll blacklist you. They'll just completely blacklist you and delete even your good, just if they discover that you've done something something controversial at any point in your life. That doesn't make for a healthy society at all, because then, you could delete everybody. So she's saying how she's calling out all the cowardly progressives unwilling to voice dissent on Twitter. You're disqualified if you're unwilling to voice dissent. So I called her out, just asking, so then why did you delete your tweet sharing my video was the fucking best? She's just talking about how people need to stand up and not be cowardly. It's like, really, you're going to be so cowardly that you delete a good video that helps your campaign, that you acknowledged was, quote, the fucking best to help your campaign, and you deleted that because opponents of your campaign tried to cancel the person who made it. That's insane. And it's not courageous. It's the opposite of courageous. All right. So she responds to my question, asking why you deleted it that back then. She goes, because I was still an employee of a presidential campaign, you fucking moron. Now kindly get the fuck off my timeline. Obviously, kind of like that's uncalled for response. And luckily, this Twitter user, Black Lives Matter, says this is uncalled for. And it really helps. And it's good to see that some people do recognize it. I mean, she got fucking 900 likes on her first thing, but so someone goes, this is uncalled for, and then she goes, I will not be talked to like this by him or anyone. Black Lives Matter goes, you will not be asked a direct question? And she goes, I just answered it. And Black Lives Matter goes, so then this should be blatantly obvious. No one did anything other than ask you a question. You answered it by name calling for no reason other than the question made you uncomfortable. Okay, so unlike Melissa, and much to Winnie Wong's credit, she sincerely apologized. But if these are our knee-jerk responses to each other, there's no way in hell we will ever achieve universal health care or universal basic income or any positive change. So if we continue to harshly ostracize each other for politically incorrect flubs made decades ago, then we're screwed. And if the only exceptions we make are for people like Joe Biden, a man who knowingly lied us into war, needlessly killing 500,000 people, then we are especially screwed. So why are people like Joe Biden absolved from the cancel culture? Why did Biden, a proven liar and warmonger, not only get a pass from Byrne leadership, but also their endorsement and servitude? Because they chose to serve power over principle. Power to beat Trump? Sure. That's part of the rationalization. But let's not be foolish. While there were surely good intentions too, ultimately, Sanders and his staff sought to preserve their own access to power. I witnessed it before my very own eyes, ears, and emails. Remember that viral video that got me hired, the one that massively outperformed every single previous Byrne 2020 video? The campaign wouldn't share it on Facebook, Instagram, or elsewhere without a dramatic recut. My boss, Sarah Pearl, told me that my first assignment, so Sarah, she's the one that's working for Biden now. She's the number 2, probably came from the number 1, and maybe even came from Byrne. But this was her first assignment for me working on the campaign. It was to cut out the part with Trevor Noah, the host of The Daily Show, because it made Noah look bad. Why would they destroy something proven to be so incredibly effective and helpful to their campaign to make a talk show host look better? Because Bernie Sanders and his staff prioritized access to powerful people like Joe Biden and even Trevor freaking Noah over actually trying to win an election. That's a factor. There are many, many other factors, other big factors, but that's a factor. Fittingly, the senior producer of The Daily Show, Matt Negrin, congratulated Pearl yesterday on her job with the Biden campaign. This is on Twitter. And on Twitter, they laughed about how much fun they had partying together at last year's 4th of July party. She's partying with Daily Show senior producer not long before Pearl ordered me to help Trevor Noah's image at the Bernie Sanders campaign's expense. And so for people who aren't, just the backstory on this, I made a video just showing how the media was misrepresenting Bernie. There was one clip where Trevor Noah was misrepresenting Bernie. So it made him look bad. And they want to, the video as a whole was super powerful, super powerful, outperformed the campaign's regular videos, but they wanted to re-edit that before they shared it on their other platforms. It's like, why would you re-edit? Why would you do that if it's an effective ad? Why would you do that? Their priority is to not offend Noah over trying to win a fucking election. That's insane. I don't want to villainize Sarah Pearl Koenigsberg. I'm sure she's a very nice person and just taking orders herself. But the good news is we don't have to worry about her. She'll be fine because now she's making a nice salary working for Joe Biden.
Fuck you, Matt. You're making my cock fall off.
Man, great job, Matt.
He goes by the name Orf.
Wonderful job.
So call him Matto, because I don't want to butcher his name.
Matt Orfalea.
Matt Orfalea.
Matt Orfalea.
Subscribe to him.
Matt Orfalea.
Matt Orfalea.
Matt Orfalea.
Incredible.